All right, team. So, welcome to week one of our coaching development system. This is where we stop sessions and start leading people. You're not here to learn reps or macros here. You're here to learn leadership. We'll laugh throughout this 12-week process. We'll be challenged, and I'm going to be straight with you from the word go. Okay. There may be a few moments there where it gets very uncomfortable, but discomfort, I like to say, is the classroom of growth. Now, I always remember that. So, before we go anywhere, team, let's start the same way we're going to be starting every single week. Okay. And this is with the wins. What we do is message in the WhatsApp group, the team group, for your own personal win this week. Okay. So your own personal growth win and one member win that stands out this week for you. And also one moment this week where you showed up like a leader, not just a coach. Give you a moment. Great. So now I'm going to tell you basically a story I've never really fully told anyone before. So this stays between us. It's raw, but it's what I want you to understand the why I care so much about the standards and leadership at my boot camp. So here it goes. After lockdown, I was running, well, during lockdown, I was running 2 sessions a week, uh, 6 days a week. I dropped the membership prices just to keep people training because I didn't want them to lose out during lockdown. So we sort of went on to Zoom because I wanted I turned it around within hours of Boris given the go ahead for lockdown. Without thinking of the T's and C's, it cost me down the line. And I was paying for the privilege, paying out more than I was earning. By the end of all the lockdowns, at this point, I put my boot camp 42K in debt to the point I was even looking around at Tesco's delivery driver jobs just to get things going. Like, I just nearly quit it. I thought, what's the point of this? I've built this community, I'd built the community over years, and suddenly it was all falling apart. Members were angry. If people weren't if people weren't blaming Boris, it was Byam's fault. Someone had to be blamed, and it was going to be me or Boris. The same people I'd served throughout the whole of lockdown, physically, mentally, and emotionally, were then taking me to court for refunds. The truth of the matter was, even as we came out of lockdown and things were getting going again, we put more hours on, but the standards had slipped. I was completely exhausted. I was showing up, but I wasn't leading. It had been ages since I'd led. And when the leader drops, as I've come to learn, the team follows. It absolutely broke me for a bit, but also it actually built me because that was the moment I realized something. No one is coming to save my business, to save my energy, or going to save my reputation. So you either take ownership or you get owned by the circumstance. So, lesson one, leadership means everything that happens in your world is your responsibility, even the stuff that's not your fault, Remember that. Missed check-ins, it's on us. Low energy in sessions, it's on us. A member's not progressing, that's on us. Ownership doesn't mean blame. It simply means you're in control of the situation. When you own it, this is what I've many years learning. When you own it, you can fix it. So let me just ask one question, guys. Where in your coaching do you currently make excuses instead of taking ownership? Think about that. We'll bring that to the call on our team meeting. So lesson 2 is about people, productivity, and profit. So the triangle at boot camp, guys, you will see it's about the people. So here at my boot camp, this is how we run things. The people, where we sort of cover culture, communication, and connection. Productivity, so it's your check-ins, your My Boot Camp app logins, your PBs, and your engagements. And obviously, like any business, profit. It's about retention, referrals, and the results, because people come for the results, but they stay for the community. And that's the culture we are keeping the energy so high on, and we're not going to let it slip. So actually anything is, you cannot let any of these skip at any level. So if people drop, productivity drops. If productivity drops, profit drops. It dies. Every rep, every check-in, every conversation either builds or breaks that triangle. So what's one behavior you can change this week to lift people's pillars up, to raise their standards? And also level 3, lesson 3, not level 3, lesson 3 on this, guys, is more or less is standards hurt before they heal. And to be honest, I couldn't put that any simpler, but it's completely true. I learned the hard way that protecting culture sometimes means making tough calls, to have those tough conversations face to face. I've had to fire coaches. I've actually had to fire members, not because I wanted to, far from it, but because either the coaches were pocketing from me or there were members breaking the culture, the values of what my bootcamp stands for. It broke me to do it. But how can I say it? Leadership isn't about what feels good. It's always the tough decisions. It's about doing what's right. And every time you avoid a hard conversation, again, I've grown a lot over the years, but every time you avoided hard conversation, you just invite the bigger problems later on down the line. So keep in the loop, guys. Communication is key. So this is a question for you guys for the next meeting as well, is what's one tough conversation you've been avoiding? Now, this can be with a member of your family, or even to yourself. And also on today's, guys, on lesson 4 is legacy is built in the dark. What I mean by this, so in 2024, we won awards. The team is flying. The culture is electric, but that didn't happen by luck. It was a plan we mapped out. We planned an action from lockdown. It happened because we rebuilt from the dirt. When I was 42K down, I promised myself, if I ever get back to this, I'll never lower the standards ever again. It will not happen. And that's why we're all here. Because we don't hire trainers anymore. We are building leaders. This legacy isn't the logo at my bootcamp. It's not even the site. It's not the turf. It's not even the container. The legacy is you. How you show up, how you lead, how you protect this tribe. So here's a bit of reflection this week. What have you dropped your own standards with lately? What's one action you're going to take to raise it again before Friday? Who can you lift with you? Whether it's a client, family member, a friend. Guys, post your leadership commitment in our coaching app and WhatsApp, okay, by tonight. But as a leader, I'm going to go first, okay? Some of you might not like it, but I'm going to be recommitting to giving you direct feedback faster. Whether it's uncomfortable, a tough conversation, this is where we fix things. So remember, guys, again, leadership isn't about being perfect. I'm far from it. It's about being present, doing what needs to be done now. Paid for impact, not hours. So let's build the next 12 weeks of this amazing foundation. You don't work for my boot camp. You are my boot camp. Remember that.